Hey there folks, thanks for checking out my summary video for April 2019. This is where I go over everything I've done over the past month, April, whether it be game-wise, games I've played, games I've filmed and put up on my YouTube channel, which you're watching this on now hopefully, games I've painted or miniatures I've painted for my commission painting service, Painting Nights, or I've got another channel which I do battle reports for war games and stuff on, which I've put a little hiatus on at the moment. But those are the things I do during a month. I've got a couple of other things in the works that hopefully will be exciting news in the future. But this is what I do on a monthly basis. I also run a competition, and this month I was giving away 3 mini games: 1159, Simply Clever Cards Arithmetic, and Microbrew. It's a prototype. And I'm giving it away to one lucky subscriber who commented on previous month's video, and that was Small. Congratulations, buddy, you've won those 3 games. I'll contact you, and you can then give me your address and I'll get these sent off to you. But that doesn't mean I'm not giving away another game. In this month I'll be giving away Say What from Draw Lab Games. This is a sort of a party style game. I'll have a review up for that soon, but in the meantime I have obviously played this copy a couple of times, but I'll be giving it away to one of you guys who comments on the video. So get commenting below on what's your favorite party game or anything else you want to talk about, questions you may want to ask, and I can put that in future videos, and then I'll pick a winner and get that sent off to you. Alright, so what have I been playing? Well, I played 38 games in April, which is same as what I did was in February, I think it was. So that's my lowest count, equal lowest count for the month, the year, and still a pretty decent amount of games played. It was quite interesting. My top 3 games played for the month, in terms of games number of times I've played it, were all exactly the same, which was 2 plays each. So I'll start first of all with third place was Bang the Dice game, and I'll stick a picture up here. I got 2 plays of that in. This was at the Tabletop Day event we hold. We hold it once a year, every year. I filmed the first couple. It's on my channel. If you search on my channel, you could probably find the first couple of events. The first one was the funniest. But it's just a small little event we go attend to. It's just a games day basically. We meet up at a little hall. We play games all day in the tabletop spirit. So, and I took my oldest son with. He'd not played Bang the Dice game. Obviously, when you meet up with a lot of people at a game convention or event, the party and social deduction games tend to come out a bit more, which is quite what I like. So we played Bang the Dice game with the expansion. First time I played the expansion with it, and I had a great time. It was super fun. I know my son Alex enjoyed it a lot. We had some played 2 games of it in a row. It was super fun, laughing, shouting, it was hysterical, had a fantastic time. Even so much so that I'm now tempted to go get Bang the Dice game with the expansion. I had such a good time playing it. I've played Bang the Dice game a few times already, but it's never, I've enjoyed it, and it's one of those games that you don't feel like I need to rush out and go buy. But these 2 games were exceptionally good, and it's now made me go, maybe I should pick up a copy. We also played on the same day, and it was actually either before or after Bang the Dice game. We played Fantasy Realms. I don't have a copy of that, so picture. Fantasy Realms was done by WizKids, I believe, and it was. I've not played it before. The first 2 plays I had at the expo at the Tabletop Day, friend Michael brought it around, and it was a very, very interesting game. It's effectively you're trying to build a combo of these 7 cards that are in your hand, 7 or 8 cards. I can't remember now. And you will never have more or less than those cards. So basically on your turn, you're drawing a card either from the discard pile or from the main deck, and then you play a card back into the discard area. Once there's a certain amount of cards in the discard pile, the game ends, and then you score up the points that you based on what you got in your hand. And you're trying to facilitate the best combo of points that you can. So, for example, if you've got a wizard and then you get the wizard's wand, it gives you an extra 25 points. If you have a specific mine that benefits from having different lands or an elemental or whatever, loads of different combinations. It was really interesting, quite brain burnery. I mean, you're sitting there thinking, especially when you don't know the cards, you're looking at it and you're thinking all the different combos, and you're looking at the combos in front of you, and you're trying to make that, and you have no idea how anyone else is doing. But I still thought it was pretty impressive, really interesting. I got 2 plays of that in. And then I also got 2 plays of Trick Shot. This is from Wolf Design. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's an ice hockey push your luck game. And I mean, I don't know anything about ice hockey. Being from a hot country, ice is something you put in your drinks. But it was a very, very fun game. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. It's very push your luck in the fact that you're trying to obviously score goals like you would, but the more actions you do, the more dice you have to roll, the more chances you have of failing your turn and ending it immediately, and then your opponent gets to go. You have a few re-rolls which can facilitate, you know, mitigate some of the dice rolls, but if you fail your turn and roll too many failures, that ends your turn and you don't get to refresh your re-rolls. But if you just voluntarily pass your turn, then you get to refresh your re-rolls, which is super interesting. It's actually a lot tougher to score than you would think, or at least in the games I've played. Maybe it's because we're rubbish, but I had a lot of fun with this actually. I thought it was really good. I mean, like I said, I'm no big ice hockey fan, but it made me enjoy. It didn't prevent me from enjoying the game. I still enjoyed it a lot, and I would happily play that more often. In fact, I've done the Kickstarter preview for this, which is on my channel at the moment. That'll obviously be in next month's video because I did it in May. But I am giving away that prototype on that video. So if you go onto that video and check out the preview, you can stand a chance to win a copy. Or that copy. Right, so those are the top 3 games I played. As I said, all 3 of them were 2 plays each. But some of the highlights from that month of games played. There was a Bank Holiday Friday where we went over to a friend's house. And we played some of the more epic, big, larger style games. You know, the Civilization style games that we really enjoy as a group anyway. But it doesn't always get to the table that often because they take up a lot of time, a lot of space. You need the right type of players for that, etc. But we played Mare Nostrum 6-player with the full, you know, works. One of the scenarios, we played a little Greek scenario type thing. I really like Mare Nostrum a lot. I've got a copy up there myself, but I've not actually played it with the Atlantis expansion because you need 6 players for that. So I was really excited to get a chance to play that. I played as Carthage and won, which was awesome. I won via the pyramids. I built the pyramids before anyone else. And it was really close as well because I think D on that turn would have built the pyramids as well. But I got to go before him, so I built it first, which was it was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed Mare Nostrum as a game. I think it's a really underrated game. Really interesting, lots of variety to it as well. Straight after that, we played Eclipse, which is one of my favourite games of all time. I think I won that as well, actually. I can't remember the winning. It's just I remember having an epic day of all these long games, and we played that. I think we started off 6-player, but one of the players had to leave, so we went down to 5 players for that. But it was still really good. Really enjoyed it. I really like Eclipse a lot. I've got most of the expansions, but I didn't get the final expansion. I thought I had it actually, but I didn't have it. Or at least if I did have it, I've not played it before. We were using Martin's copy. And some of the new expansion stuff added some really interesting mechanics. I mean, some of the stuff I was looking at, I think, like, wow, this is cool. I've not even seen this before. Really had a great time playing that. So I really enjoyed that. And then the final highlight for me, which was a new game I played at Tabletop Day, which was Raccoon Tycoon. And I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, really, it's a pretty fast-paced game. Sort of resource conversion to get victory points and whatever you're spending it to, and it's got this really weird theme of, you know, little furry animals being the tycoons and stuff. But it had some interesting concepts. I really liked it actually, and I would like to try it again. Definitely worth it. And I know there's an expansion coming out for it as well, so I would like to try that again. So those are the games I played for April. I'm looking forward to May. May's been a little quieter on the game front so far, mainly due to the fact that there's quite a lot happening. I've got my wife's birthday, I've got Expo coming up, so I've got a lot of work to catch up on. I've got some interesting things in the pipeline, but we'll see how that goes after Expo. Alright, so onto my channels. We'll start with the easy one, Battle Knights. I haven't done anything. I'll start that up again after Expo, I think. I've just got too much going on at the moment, and it's harder to get big war games to the table, miniature top table. Not that I don't love them anymore, it's just really hard to get them to the table when I've got so much other stuff going on. but I'm definitely working on some stuff, hopefully after the expo. That was Battle Nights. Let's do Gaming Nights. So Gaming Nights, I did 7 videos for the channel this month. One of them was, well, I did 4 Kickstarter previews. One was Gartenbau. Unfortunately, I don't think that funded when it ended, but I think it should be back again. Interesting little garden building game with tile building game. I did 1159, which is one of the games I gave away from this month's video. That funded from Rampage Games and did pretty well, so that'll be going out to backers. Quick little 2-player real-time game. Kingdom Rush. Well, Kingdom Rush funded massively, and I'm super excited about that. Loads of miniatures unlocked, which I'm really happy about. There were some really interesting ones. Big Shelby looking spider lady, spider queen. Interesting couple of characters for the game as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be demoing that at the expo this year for Lucky Duck Games, amongst other games as well, as I'll be working for them this year. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think it looks really good. I'm really psyched for the game. I mean, I've not played the app game. I might actually go download it now, because I quite like tower defense games anyway. I thought the game was really well designed, really interesting. The figures came out really nicely. You saw last month's video where I painted up some of the figures, and now there's a whole lot more to do for when the game comes out. Ace. And then Battleground, Men of Hawkshold. I did a preview, Kickstarter preview for this, and this is actually a lot better than I expected it to be. It's basically a miniature war game, like I was talking about a minute ago, but without any of the figures and a lot more compact. I mean, this is a game in its box. It's got all the rule books, all the cards for both players right here in this one box, which is very impressive. It gives you the feel, the rules and everything gives you the exact feel of what a Warhammer Fantasy would. The only difference is it doesn't have any miniatures. I like miniatures, don't get me wrong, and I prefer to play miniature games as opposed to games like this, but this is not a bad substitute at all. So, Men of Hawkshold, and I think that's close to being funding. I think it's about 85% with about a week or 2 left to go. So go check that out if you want to. And then, what else did I do? Oh, those are the 4 previews I did. I did one Little Knights review with my family. Hopefully we'll do a few more this month, especially with a couple of family games that we have left to get to the table and before Expo. But we did, from Unkarma Games, we did Brothers. This is a little 2-player sort of, it's a tile placement, but you just go check out the video. It's awesome. It's a really cool video, actually. I thought Carl and I started off the game, and then we got both our sons to take over from our side, and they did a fantastic job at showing off the game. It's really fun, actually. I really enjoyed it a lot. And we also did a couple of reviews for full games. I did the review for the base game for Dutch East Indies from Keep Exploring Games. This is on Kickstarter now for an expansion, a modular expansion, which comes with 6 modules for the base game. So we reviewed the base game, and I got a video coming for the, I just haven't had the chance to finish editing it yet, but it's got 6 modules that you can add to this to make it a little more strategic, a little more in-depth, and a little more options, variability to play the Dutch East Indies. I also did a review for Crusaders, that will be done, from Tasty Minstrel Games. That was an excellent game. Really enjoyed that a lot. I don't have a copy of that. We were using Martin's copy for that. But I really enjoyed it. Very simple, actually pretty fast game to play. It looks a lot more complex than it should be. It's got a little rondelle mechanic, which works really well. I really enjoyed that a lot, and I'm looking forward to playing more of that in the future. So that is the videos I've done for Gaming Nights. I've already got a few more up, obviously, for next month, and more to come. There's always more to come. So many games coming out all the time. It's crazy. But I do have a painting commission service, which is obviously Painting Nights, and I did quite a few figures for that as well. Just remembering all the figures I did. Well, you'll see, I mean, if you follow the link in the description below, that'll take you to my Facebook page, and you can see much better photos than what just the one that I'm going to pop up here in the corner. And there's obviously albums on that Facebook page full of figures that I've painted over the years for various different people and companies and so on. So many figures. Anyway, one of the first commissions I did was for Batman, not the big board game from Monolith. This was from Night Models, which is the Batman miniatures game. I think it was about 20, 22, 25 figures for that. You can see a little picture over here. Loads of variations of Batman, including a very colourful one. Yeah, like a kind of a zombie-esque one, and obviously the Riddler and the Riddler crew, which were very green. There was a lot of green in that. And then a few other characters. I remember there was Scarecrow, Solomon Grundy. Some really nice figures. I really enjoyed some of them. They were quite nice figures. Some a little fiddly. The green was tough to go through. But I think it looked alright in the end. The bases looked interesting. I tried a different technique with the bases because they come with pre-molded bases. Sort of cobblestone effect, and I just wanted to make it look a little different, maybe pop it a little bit. So have a check out on the Facebook page for that. I also did a rather big commission for Guild. I want to say it was one big team with a couple of subordinate teams, but I'm not really that familiar with Guild from Steamforged games. So I would suggest just have a look at this picture and then go to the Facebook page and have a look for yourself. But it's a fantasy sort of football game, kind of like Blood Bowl if you like. But I mean, I don't know much about it. I've not played it, and I've not really seen much about it. Figures are nice. I'll definitely give it that. So there's that. I also did 3 random figures for a customer of mine called Choi, or Chui, and I did an industrial building for Scythe, which goes to the factory. You know, the factory in the middle of the board. I've done. He had one 3D printed for that. It was a decent enough figure to paint, but I don't know where you got to print it. But it's constantly leaking resin out all the time, which is a pain. But that was done. You can see the picture over here. He also had a figure printed at last year's expo of himself, which was hilarious. I mean, the figure was just terrible. But I did the best I could with the figure. I mean, it had like tons of scaffolding flash around it, and he didn't even have any hands. There was no face on the detail. It was just a terrible figure. But you can see from the picture that I tried my best to make it look as good as I can. It's basically Choi dressed in a cowboy suit at a disco. I don't know. I didn't make the figure. And then of course, he also had the expansion for Adrenaline, the orange fifth player figure, which I did for him. So those 3 were done. And then I also had a couple of Infinity figures for an older customer that I've painted a lot of Infinity figures for in the past. Corvus Belli is the company that makes Infinity. And he had 3 more. He needed 3 more done, which I got done for him. He had some extra bases which I sent from the previous commission, so I didn't do. So you might see the picture without any bases done. He had extras already, so he didn't bother with that. So those are the miniatures I painted, I think, or at least the ones I can remember off the top of my head after going through my Facebook page. I got more coming as usual. I mean, it's a cliche, but it's like a conveyor belt of stuff. I got another Blood Bowl team, Undead, sort of Renaissance Grebo team that I've done. I've got some Madara characters done. I've got I painted another Gloomhaven set, but that won't go on my Facebook page because I've already got enough figures on there, and they look very similar to previous, iterations I've done. So there's no reason to take more pictures and put up the same figures again on the Facebook page. So I just get those and get them done, sent off, and that's that. Anyway, I think that's enough for this month. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys' support. If you want to see more videos in the future from me, please like and subscribe the videos and the channel. That way you can see more every time I upload a video, which is becoming quite regular these days. And don't forget about the competition I'm running. If you want to win a copy of Say What, it's behind the camera now. But you saw earlier in the video where I was showing the box. If you want to win that, comment below, and feel free to engage in any way you can or want to. Thanks for watching. See you guys next month.